I want to tell you guys a story about a bully. Does anybody know a bully? Hopefully they're not sitting right next to you. That'd be kind of scary. Right? I had a friend named John Forrester. I'd love to go to John's house. We would sit out in the backyard, I'd bring my BB gun, and we'd shoot light bulbs, would shatter. Oh man, I love the sound of those light bulbs shattering. It's fantastic. He had a lot of bushes and weeds around his yard, so nobody could ever see us. We could make forts in there, we could do whatever we wanted. Sometimes we'd sneak in the house and we'd play hide and go seek. You ever done that in a friend's house? It's especially fun in a friend's house because you never know where anything is. It's kind of weird in there, right? Well, I had a trick I'd do. You could get in a hallway like this. Maybe you guys have done it in a doorway. And I could kind of climb my way, clear up the walls, and hit a kind of stairway leading up the stairs, And I'd go clear up, way up into this dark, shadowy spot. And I swear, John Forrester walked underneath me about 10 times. As long as I didn't laugh, he never, ever discovered that hiding place. It was the perfect hiding place, way up there like this, up in the stairway. I always wanted to hide and go seek. Now, sometimes we get bored, and I just sit out on the front porch. I look around the neighborhood and kind of just think of trying to find something to do. You guys ever feel that way? Maybe sometimes in the summer when you don't have school. Thank goodness for school, right? All right. So I was sitting out there one day, and this little kid, he bikes by on a bike. He's got little streamers hanging off, and he's just kind of, he's got glasses. And I thought, what's this kid doing in our neighborhood? This is my territory. What's he doing in this neighborhood? I said, kid, come over here, kid. And he came over. He's just a little guy. And I had, like Tic Tacs, you know what they are? They're kind of in a little plastic case, and they taste like mints. So I kind of shook one out. I said, come here, kid. And he came over close. And I said, look at that. And I held out this Tic Tac to him. He said, what's that? I said, it's a pill. Take it. Everybody around here is taking these pills, man. Take it. It's a bad drug. Take it. And he started getting kind of scared and nervous. And he's like, I'm not taking that. My mom and dad told me not to take it. I said, come on, man. Try it. And I started pushing it. He did his lips like this. And I started pushing it into his lips. If he would have stuck his tongue out, he probably tasted the mint, and he would have known it wasn't really a pill. But I was trying to kind of scare him, right? I said, come on, kid. And finally he said, I'm not doing it. And he biked off. So I took the pill and ate it myself. I'm telling you, it was just a Tic Tac. But a bully was invented that day. Who do you think the bully was? Me. All right? It was a bad day. I can remember that day. I still feel really bad about it. Another day we were getting kind of bored. This kid bites past again. I thought I scared him enough last time he wouldn't come back. I said, John, I'm kind of bored. Watch this. Watch and see what I do now. And John was up there and of course said, look, just leave the little kid alone. I said, well, it'll be all right. Check it out. So I said, kid, come here. And he stopped again. I said, I want that bike. He said, bike? You can't have my bike. I said, I want that bike. Now get off that bike now, kid. And then he got really scared. Would you get scared if somebody tried to take your bike or something? I mean, it would be really scary. Someone took my brother's Halloween candy once. That was terrible. Okay? I lived in kind of a rough neighborhood. You guys might have it easy. Maybe your neighborhoods are really nice and easy and everybody's friendly. My neighborhood was kind of tough. All right? So I said, get off the bike. He said, no, this is my bike. I said, get off now, kid, I want that bike. I tried to sound as scary as I could. And then he started biking. He was kind of a little kid, and I was, about twice his height. And he started riding off as fast as he could, and I was like, come back here. And I kind of did this thing where I chased him. And really, to tell you the truth, I probably could have caught him. But I didn't on purpose. I just got right behind him and kind of scraped my hand on the back of his coat and said, come here, get back here, I want your bike. Trying to be as scary as I could. And this kid was so scared, he kind of made this sound. He was like that. You ever made that sound? I made that sound, and I'll tell you when in a minute. Okay, and I'm chasing him, and I kind of grab him in his coat a little bit, and then he gets away and says, don't come back here. All right, he rode away. A couple days later, I went to 7-Eleven. You guys know what a 7-Eleven is? It's like a little store. They have donuts, they have candy, stuff like that, right? You go there sometimes for a family treat or whatever. I'm at the 7-Eleven, I'm sitting on this planter thing with this old, gross plant, a bunch of trash in there. I'm eating a burrito. It's my favorite thing in the world. Microwave a burrito and sit up there and drink a little milk. My mom would give me $2 for it. That's how much it cost back then. My little brother, Trenton, was on the other planter over here. And he was eating zingers. You know, they're kind of like all Twinkies, except they taste more vanilla or something. I don't know. He's sitting over there eating that on that planter. I'm on this planter. We're having a great time. And then the brothers show up. 5 brothers. These were the toughest kids in the neighborhood. All red-headed kids, and they fought and wrestled each other every day. So guess what? They're really strong. And the biggest one walks in, he's about twice my height. They all park their bikes, right? And then the next, and then the next, and then finally the littlest one came in. And Trent, my brother, he had kind of an accident when he was young. And sometimes he talks without thinking, okay? Maybe you know somebody like that. And so this kid, last kid, is walking in, the littlest one, and Trent says, "Hey, that's a girl's bike." And it was, you know, it didn't have that bar, kind of like the sissy bar in the middle. It didn't have that, and it had like streamers, and to tell you the truth, it was pink. All right? And the kid looked up at my brother, and parked his bike, and said, "This ain't a girl's bike, because the boy owns it." It was like, Trent, just... It's a girl's bike anyway. I said, just don't. All right. They all went into the store. I said, we better get out of here. I said, that big brother finds out we're in trouble. I said, okay, let's get out of here. We took our bikes. We went around, hid them behind the dumpster. We went into comic books and fantasies. It's a store where you can read all these comic books. We stayed in there 2-3 hours. We were kind of nervous to leave out. Finally, when it started to get dark, I looked out the window. They had to be long gone by then, right? So we snuck our bikes out from behind the dumpster and started riding home through the alleys, though. We didn't want to see anybody. Next thing you know, from all the dumpsters, from all the back little aisles and back little alleys, the 5 brothers surrounded Trenton, my little brother. Just surrounded him. And they were all around him in a circle, and poor little Trenton was right in the middle. And the biggest brother said, put his finger and poked it right in my little brother's chest and said, "Did you call my little brother's bike a girl's bike?" What do you think Trenton said? He didn't know how to tell a lie. He was just like, "Yeah, it is. Look at it. It's a girl's bike." I'm like, shh. And that's when they started getting scared. Because they all started crowding, you know, and I said, "We're going to beat you up, little kid." I'm like, "Just leave him alone. Can't you see he's retarded?" That's what I said. That's not a nice thing to say back then. People said it a lot. Nowadays, you don't say that very often. But I thought maybe if I said that, they would leave him alone. Because I was really scared. Well, guess what? Trent was about to be beaten up. And he took his leg, though. But he did something I never would have expected. He took his leg way back like this. And you know the big brother's bike tire, the front tire? Trent kicked it as hard as he could. And the tire just went like that. And the big kid fell down right on his back. And Trent tore off as fast as he could biking. And all the before brothers that had the bike still started tearing off. And I was with him. And I was like, "Come on, Trent, let's go, man, as fast as we can." And guess what noise I was making? I was going as fast as I could. I was so scared. Because these 4 brothers were chasing me down. And we tore up. We went like through these giant kind of like rocks that came down, and we went through between some trees in the pond, and we went over this little ramp that the water went through under the pond, and we flew off of that, and we went through our neighbor's yard, which we never supposed to do because that dog almost bit us, and we tore in, and I said, "Oh, I hope it's open, I hope it's open, I hope it's open," and it was. The garage door was open. And when the garage door's open, Dad usually gets mad, but this time, we were going to be okay. And I went in there as fast as I could in the garage, and I put on my brakes and kind of skidded this up. And there's a big hole where Dad works on cars, as he called it, a pit. And I didn't fall in, and I stopped Trenton just in time. And we went over and we slammed down the garage door, and we looked out the window, this dusty, dirty window. And I had sweat just pouring down. And you know how dust gets with sweat? And I had like all these lines and streaks. I looked like a zebra. And I like pulled Trenton close and said, "You okay, man?" "Yeah, I'm okay." He didn't even seem like messed up or anything. "I'm sorry I called you retarded back then." He said, "Don't worry about it. I'm just trying to keep you safe." Yeah. And we stayed in there a long time because if those kids knew where we lived, they'd be back, right? So we had to hide there. We survived. A couple weeks later, I was at John Forster's house. Guess who came biking by John Forster's house? The little kid with the glasses. Remember him? Well, he comes biking by, and this time he doesn't even look scared. He's got a big smile. And he's going like this, almost like he's looking for me. He's in my territory. I don't like that. That's it. I've had it with him. I said, watch this, John. And I walked off the porch, and I headed towards that front gate, and I kind of put my hand on the front gate of John Forster's house. And I'm telling you, I felt something, like way deep inside. And it just basically said to me, Vance, don't be a bully anymore. And I heard John Forster say, Vance, don't be a bully anymore. That's what a best friend can do, right? And at that moment, I decided, this is stupid. I'm not a bully anymore. And from then on in my life, I was never a bully again. And I was heading back to John Forster's porch. I knew it might be a boring day, no more excitement. That's probably okay, right? You don't always need all that excitement. And I'm going back, and John says, hit the deck. What? Hit the deck. And I kind of fell down to the ground. And you know that little kid was riding past the house, and he had that big smile, and he's kind of looking around like this? Guess who was following him? His big brother was on a bike, and he was looking for me, and he had a stick in his hand. What would have happened if I would have gone out and messed around with that kid? I'm not saying that's the only reason I'm not a bully anymore. My heart told me not to be a bully. But I was glad that day I decided never to be a bully again.